What is going on, guys? It's Monday, March 5th in Paintball Room all week. We have more pro paintball news, a mechanical upgrade kit for the Gtek and Gtek 160r, team versions of the CS2, and a new 10-man series. Veteran professional paintball player Thomas Taylor is going to be playing with Emelya Red Storm in the NXL Europe. If Red Storm sounds a little familiar and you're not like up to date on all the European pro teams, it's because they did play in the PSP for a time from 2010 to 2014, where they finished out the year in Challengers Division. Unlike most of the pro teams in Europe, over the last few years, Red Storm have been like a primarily like homegrown Russian team. They haven't brought in any ringers or like top American pro players. I think Thomas Taylor should be a good pickup for Red Storm. Really, I think Thomas would be a good addition to any paintball team in the world at this point. He's been playing very, very well for the past couple years. Kind of like found his groove when he came to Infamous a few years ago. Maybe help Red Storm break in to that first or second tier pro team in the new NXL Europe. We also found out that new Ironman player Trevor Resar is going to be playing NXL Europe with Breakout SPA. Last year, Resar played the Millennium Series with Manchester Firm. His departure from Manchester Firm and move over to Breakout SPA is not all that surprising. Typically, when we see American players go over and like play for these European teams or like guest for the European teams, they're kind of forced to play for teams that share the same sponsorships as their main NXL or main pro team back in the US. So with Resar's move to the Ironman, he needed to try to find a team that had all dye equipment, and he found that in Breakout SPA. Last year, Breakout SPA did not use dye equipment, but this 2018 and probably 2019 will be using all dye gear. So that's like the dye M3S, I5s, R2s, yeah, all the dye stuff. So Breakout SPA and the Ironman sharing sponsors probably isn't the only reason he's going. The head coach of the Los Angeles Ironman is Todd Martinez, and he is also the head coach of Breakout SPA. So having the same coach and sponsorship probably has something to do with it. Speaking of Los Angeles Infamous like blew up the roster, and they're completely redesigning their look for 2018. So Infamous are going to show up in Las Vegas for the NXL with only 4 players from last year's roster: Thomas Taylor, Kevin Callie Rudulph, Drew Templeton, and Cody Mickowski. That means from last year's roster, they've lost Phil Schroeder, Corey Bornstein, Max Trailer, Damien Ryan, and Trevor Resar. 5 like core big players on that team. But I feel like losing those 5 players is probably like a blow to Infamous, but they've picked up some really good players to like fill in those spots. They added Ryan Rodarte, who played last year with Chicago Aftershock. Felix Müller, who played a long time with Rammstein Instinct. He's kind of surprising. And then there's also Brett Messer and Sean Wyatt, who spent last year with the Bay State Bandits in Division 2. So that's a big step up for them, D2 all the way to pro. They've also picked up Nate Schroeder, and yeah, at this point, I would consider Nate a veteran in the pro division. He spent time with Uprising, who he's been with for quite a while now, and also Omaha Vicious. Definitely has more experience than the other new pickups that Infamous picked up. So yeah, this is a rebuilding phase for Infamous, but I still feel like they'll be pretty good. I mean, still got Thomas Taylor, Kevin Rudolph, like Drew Templeton, and then Travis Lemansky still heading up the ship. I expect them to play on Sunday, although it's going to be kind of easier because there are 10 teams playing in like the quarterfinals or like ocho quarters or whatever we're calling those. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pass that first round. Not winning that second round though, probably not winning a tournament, but doing decent. I mean, better than like most teams that are rebuilding, and still better than half the pro division. There's officially a new mechanical option for the Planet Eclipse Gtek and Gtek 160rs. So this first popped up on Facebook back in May. More details released about 2 weeks ago. I didn't include it in Paintball Ruin My Week last week because there was just so much stuff to cover from Paintball Extravaganza. Just left it out and figured we'd include it now. So back in May, Brighton Hornbaker on Facebook posted a video of his Gtek 160r, apparently with modifications in it, shooting in mechanical very, very fast. There's a video. So what he did was replace that electro-pneumatic solenoid that's coming in the Gteks with just a like full-on pneumatic solenoid. So really what's happening is on the back of that solenoid, there's a little button, you pull the trigger, and then it physically fires that solenoid and gun shoots. Typically with the electronic solenoids, it's kind of doing the same thing, just using battery power to shuttle that spool around inside the solenoid. I think that's neat. I like the initiative, I like the like thought process, or like not intuitive, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if there's a need for it. Like, why would I want my gun mechanical and be able to shoot as fast as an electric gun? Like, I don't know. Yeah, mechanical guns have gotten popular, but not because they're just mechanical. It's because they're kind of like going back to a slower, like simpler time. And that's not shooting 18 balls a second. That's just shooting slow. I would much rather have like an autococker, or like an automag, or like even that G-Mech that's, yeah, still like higher endish, but has that like more like traditional slider, like old school feel to it. You can pre-order them now at legacymods.com. Only 90 bucks though, so that's kind of cool. And it will fit a Gtek or Gtek 160r. I don't normally talk about this. Like, I don't want to like discuss colors and like new patterns on stuff, as it's not really like a new product, it just looks different. But with that said, I'm gonna do that. Planet Eclipse this last week started shipping all of the private label, like team versions of the CS2 to their pro teams. Let's just show pictures of them and go over it. Los Angeles Infamous got their guns, and going with that skull theme still, sticking with it, I like this one's pretty cool. San Antonio X Factor, also shooting Eclipse, got their CS2s this past week. Baltimore Revo got their CS2s. Revo one, I don't know, it's okay, I guess. I mean, yeah. Revo CS2. Sacramento DMG, brand new pro team, also got theirs. I like all the red on theirs. DMG's CS2. New York Extremes, I like Extremes too. I also like silver guns, I don't know why. That's cool. Edmonton Impact, they have theirs. It's okay. I really liked the old 3.5s. It said like Impact, huge on the side. Those ones were really cool. The new one, I don't know. It's got plaid, that's their thing. Well, it used to be the thing, I don't know if it is now. Hands down, I think the best private label gun belongs to Chicago Aftershock. They don't have like some weird graphic print on the side. They opted for custom anno, which I think is much, much cooler. They're doing it in the CS2 and LV 1.5. Definitely the best. I think so anyway. All you guys that are fans of 10-man or like woods ball tournaments or mech tournaments, rejoice. There is a new mechanical tournament series coming in 2019. Coming in 2019 is gonna be the classic Paintball Promotions Group. Sounds kind of weird. The goal of that group or league is going to be to have an actual 10-man tournament series league. What they've said is there's going to be diverse field layouts, so I assume like woods ball, maybe like hyperball, mounds, maybe like a big ass airball field. Going to be 10-man. Gun rules are going to be mechanical, shoot as fast as you want, or electronic guns capped at 5.5 balls a second. I don't know how they're going to start reacting to like this new crazy fast semi-auto like Gtek stuff though. Two main guys that are in charge are gonna be Tim Montresor and Tom Cole. Tim Montresor is the guy who kind of like started this whole mechanical 10-man comeback thing with the Iron City Classic. And then Tom Cole is the main man, the president at the NXL, and then also helped run the PSP for many years. So with both of their combined tournament and like event promotion running stuff, I'm sure this new league is gonna be pretty fun. They haven't announced dates yet, but I'm assuming there's gonna at least be a tournament in Pittsburgh where they had the Iron City Classic, or in Atlanta where they had like the Atlanta Open? I don't know, I forget the name of that tournament. They had that last year in Atlanta, and then I would really hope we would have one here on the West Coast. As soon as they have like dates and venues and all that stuff announced, I will for sure talk about it, or you can check out their Facebook page. I will put a link in the description. Guys, that's Paintball Ruin My Week. Thanks for sticking through this whole thing. Check out another Paintball Ruin My Week right there, or I don't know, there's another video right there.